Hey there, how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward, back again with another Ask Lee video Q&A. Now today I got a question here from Alexander, and he posted this on the Total Fitness Bodybuilding Facebook page, and it's a lengthy post, so I'm not going to read it out word for word, but I'll paraphrase it. He's 20 years old, living at home with mom and dad, going to go to college, and he's broke. Right? Broke college student. He wants to follow a high protein, low carb, fat loss cutting diet, but he says he can't afford the diet. Can't afford the high protein and the veggies and stuff like that, and he wants to know how to go about it. Well, bottom line, if you can't afford a high protein bodybuilding diet, then you don't eat a high protein bodybuilding diet. Simple as that. You just do the best you can with what you have. And this, I know this seems like a big obstacle or big hurdle at this stage of the game, but quite honestly, it's not really that big of a deal because in his email he mentioned that he has no trouble going to the gym and working out. That's not a problem. The problem is with his diet. And you know what? You can still make really good progress by working out consistently, training with progressive overload, all that stuff, and eating an average diet. You can still make a lot of progress that way. You don't have to follow the perfect high protein, low carb bodybuilding diet, like you read what the pros list out or something like that. You can still make good progress eating an average diet. And to help you out with this, I actually put together a video a while back about eating a bodybuilding diet on a budget. And I'm going to post a link to that video down in the video description below so you can go check that one out. But a lot of the bodybuilding staple foods, you can get them for relatively cheap. I'll give you some examples, like complex carbohydrate foods, oatmeal, pasta, rice, potatoes, things like that you can buy in bulk and get relatively cheap. And these are good filler foods to add to your diet. Now granted, they don't fit into a fat loss cutting diet, so to speak, but you can still make really good progress by eating these foods. And I mean, if you're on a budget, it's okay to swap out some of your protein calories for a bit more carbohydrate calories because they're cheaper. As far as protein intake, look for cheaper sources of protein. Canned tuna fish. I mean, I don't think there's a broke college student out there who's, a bodybuilder wannabe who hasn't devoured their share of canned tuna fish. It's cheap. It's convenient. You don't need to cook it. All you need is a can opener and a fork. And the fork is optional. All right, so I mean, that's a cheap food that you can have. Protein powder. These big 5-pound tubs of protein powder, or sometimes you can even get the big 10-pound bags. Buy it in as big as you can. But these big containers of protein powder are a great way to supplement your diet with extra protein. And when you work out the cost of protein powder versus high protein foods, like chicken, fish, steak, and things like that, protein powder more often than not works out cheaper on a gram for gram basis. So getting a good chunk of your daily protein intake from protein powder will help to cut down on the costs. Once you've finished college and you've got yourself a job and your financial situation improves, then you can worry about optimizing your diet and focusing on fat loss or whatever. But for now, just eat as much good food as you can and maximize those gains in the gym. That's my advice. Stay positive and maximize those gains. That's what I did. When I was going to college, I did the same thing. Oatmeal and protein powder for breakfast, PB and jelly sandwiches for lunch, throw in a can of tuna fish with that, and then when I came home, dinner was whatever mom and dad put on the table, and then I had a couple protein shakes thrown in there as well. So, boom. That's the sample bodybuilding diet that you can... Jesus, the dog's going nuts. Anyway, someone's at the door. Time to clue up the video. Just, if you have any comments, questions, feedback, post them down below. Stay tuned for my next one. Have yourself an awesome day. Over and out.